What's going on? Welcome to your casual gaming news conversation for this week. I'm one of your hosts this evening, Nikki Two Shoes, Nikki Yops, and alongside me we have Connor. Connor, how's it going, bro?
Feeling good. Week out from Game Awards, from when we're shooting this. Metroid Prime 4 launch day. Got to get that downloaded after this. Was going to get it physical, just didn't have the time to swing over to GameStop or Walmart. So I'm begrudgingly going to download it. The VR is getting middling reviews, but I already downloaded that. I pre-ordered it for some reason. It had like a little bit of a sale if you pre-ordered it, and you had PlayStation Plus. So I got that to look forward to. So yeah, a lot in the gaming world going on. 2 weeks out from finishing busy season, home stretch. So I'm excited about that. Excited to be done with that. But how are you doing?
Doing all right, man. This is the last piece of content we are shooting for this weekend. Basically, it's the last piece of content we're shooting until the Game Awards. When it comes to like recorded stuff, obviously streaming next week, we'll hop into it in the housekeeping. So it's definitely a weird moment right now. I felt like this week was pretty nuts of just all the things that had to get done before rolling out this weekend, and I'm happy to say that basically it's all done. I have one video left to edit after this podcast, and then I'm done, baby. It's finished, and I'll enjoy the Lions game for the first half, and then I will go to bed promptly, or I'll try to go to bed promptly around 10 p.m. That probably won't happen. I'll probably end up going to sleep around midnight. I got a 5 a.m. wake up tomorrow, and then I'm hitting the road. 8-hour drive, easy money. But today was fun running around. I learned that I don't know what the oil means when the guy goes and takes the oil rod out of your car. It's like, this is no idea what it means. Not a clue. But it was a fun moment though, because I asked him, I was like, hey, I got my oil changed like 1,500 miles ago. I shouldn't have an oil change, but it's telling me I need an oil change. And he's like, go, yeah, that is weird. Like, that shouldn't be the case. Either your car is leaking oil or like something's wrong. And so they didn't like charge me or anything. They're just like, hey, just pull out front real quick. Guy ran out, checked a couple things, and he was like, hey, we just didn't reset your like meter basically, and so now it's popping up, and that's what's wrong there. So it was nice to not have to spend the $70 on an oil change, which was very, very nice. You want to know what else is very, very nice, Connor? Housekeeping. Patreon.com/co-op64. You can get this show 3 days early, the Casual Gaming Conversation 3 days early, and a bonus episode of the Casual Gaming Conversation each and every week. We will have just posted our betting special for the Game Awards. When you were watching this over on Patreon, or if you're watching this the day after and you want that Game Awards goodness, me, Connor, Rogan, Brady, 3 days of shooting, 4 different shoots. We finally got it together. We made it happen. The betting special is now up on Patreon. It's a great podcast. You can get that podcast. The Q&A will be posting this upcoming week. Me answering about 30-ish questions, an hour worth of questions, having a great time there. And then there's a great backlog of content. There's many Splodcasts, but there's also just many conversational podcasts. I know a lot of people just like when we yap about random topics. There's so many of those. If you want to hear what we think about where the PlayStation 5 is going in the next like 40 years, you can hear us be extremely wrong. Just like insanely wrong. Marathon? That didn't come out this November, but it's still a great podcast. There's so many podcasts like that you can go and enjoy over on that backlog at that $5 tier. At the next tier up, you get Recollect and Retro, the Co-op 64 podcast, and exclusive TikToks each and every week. There was some scheduling stuff that went awry. Just a heads up, the next 3 Saturday pieces of content are a Co-op 64 podcast, which will be coming out the day after this. Then Recollect and Retro, and then a Co-op 64 podcast, and then it'll be the normal schedule after that Co-op 64 podcast going into the new year. Just a heads up, there were some things that got shaken up there, but that is going to be the rest of your but basically the rest of your year. It's crazy that it's December. It's nuts to even think about. But yeah, and then at the highest tier, you get your name read at the end of each and every podcast. We do here at Co-op 64. It's December. We got the December names. Thank you so much for your support over there. And you can write in to be the 4th topic on the podcast for the Co-op 64 podcast. Have a chance at that. It's a bunch of fun. Twitch streams. We got one stream next week. We got one game, and it is Hollow Knight Silksong, the game of the year nominated my first playthrough. I'm about 9 hours into this game, 9 to 12-ish hours into this game. I will not be restarting. That is the first point on this, but we will be trying to get me through this game and have me beat the clock, basically, of the Game Awards. We will be kicking off all the streaming shenanigans starting at 9 a.m. I don't know how much time I'm going to need for this game, but the plan is, 10 a.m. I don't know how much time I'm going to need. 10 hours in. Connor, do you know how long it took you to beat Hollow Knight Silksong?
30 something.
Yeah.
I don't really remember the exact amounts, but I think it was over 30 hours.
We're going to be scheduling roughly 30 for me this week leading into it. So day one's going to be the biggest day. We're going to go for 10 hours. I think day two, we're going to go for around 8 hours. And then day three, around 8 hours. Day four, hopefully it's just clean up there.
You're not very good at video games, so I imagine that it'll take a little bit longer than it took me.
Connor, I would make you leave this Discord call, drag you out. One, if I had the capability to do so, and two, if you were not co-hosting the show. It would have been a great bit, but I kind of need you here to help me talk about video games and J.J. Abrams' Bad Robot and all that stuff. Continuing on, though, so it's going to be 4 days of streaming, and then, yes, the big one, the Game Awards kicking off. We will be live about 15 minutes before the pre-show. Just be ready around 6:30 is what I would say. 6:30, you're going to want to be there having fun with us. Me, Connor Brady, suited and booted. Connor tried my suit on today. Your boy's going to be looking good, dude. It's going to be a great time. You're not going to want to miss it. It's going to be so much fun. But yeah, 4 straight days of streaming. If you want to watch Silksong basically at all next week, I'm probably going to be live. Like, just tune over to Twitch, Co-op64 on Twitch with an underscore in the middle there. It's going to be a great time. You're not going to want to miss it. Game Wars is going to be awesome. You're not going to want to miss it. And this leads up perfectly into the next one. Discord. Join the Discord. People will be getting excited about the Game Awards all week long, talking predictions for announcements, talking predictions for winners, talking about some of their favorite games of the year. We've been in there the past couple of days having a great time, different conversations about a bunch of different things, and it's been a blast. So kick it in the Discord. It's linked in the description down below. Great community over there having a lot of fun. Merch, Code64store.com. Review us over on Apple Podcasts and hop into the comment section if we messed something up during this show. So the next week we can set the record straight and make sure that we are indeed morons, but this allows us to not be as much morons in the future as we were in the past. Alrighty, Connor, are you ready for
Do it.
Headline? PlayStation is publishing the first game by J.J. Abrams' Bad Robot Games, a co-op shooter directed by Left 4 Dead's creator. This is Chris Collian over at VGC. Quote, Bad Robot Games is the video game division of Bad Robot, the film and TV production company owned by J.J. Abrams, which previously co-produced such films as Star Wars Episode 7 and 9, the Star Trek Reboot Trilogy, and the Cloverfield Trilogy. The studio is currently working on an unannounced 4-player co-op shooter, which will be directed by Mike Booth. Booth is Bad Robot Games' chief creative officer, but is best known for as the creator and lead designer on Left 4 Dead and its sequel. According to the announcement, the game is currently in development for PlayStation 5 and PC, with more information set to be revealed at a later date. Cool. Partnering with Sony Interactive Entertainment allows us to bring our new IP to life with an expansive vision for this new universe. End quote. Bad Robot Games CEO Anna Sweat said in a statement. End quote. Connor, this is such a weird announcement. The week before the Game Awards, we're getting what seems to be a spiritual successor for Left 4 Dead. What do you want from this? Where's your hype level? When this news drops, where's your head at?
I don't necessarily know if this is going to be a spiritual successor to Left 4 Dead just because the creator is heading up the studio.
Yeah.
Just being a 4-player co-op shooter doesn't mean it's going to be a zombie shooter.
For sure.
I think this is an interesting idea for PlayStation. They've obviously been leaning into live service games for the last generation with varying degrees of success, Helldivers being the big success of the bunch, and this seems to be kind of leaning in that direction. 4-player co-op shooter, very similar to Helldivers. And I like that they are investing in a studio without buying them. It feels like low risk, high reward potentially. And getting somebody with the pedigree of the creator of Left 4 Dead to spearhead it and working alongside them, I think is a good idea. So Yeah, I think this is what they should be investing in if they're going to be investing in live service stuff. Obviously, like I said, Helldivers was huge, so maybe you can double dip and get another game that's similar to that to get people in on it. I think people are kind of really vibing with that type of experience right now. Like even looking at something like Arc Raiders, where there is a competitive aspect, but it's so collaborative for a lot of people, whether you're playing with a group and just kind of grinding at missions or running into randoms and doing the whole proximity chat and then like going off and doing stuff together and sharing loot or whatever. I feel like people want something that they can just play with their friends, conversate about their day, conversate about their life, and shoot shit. And that's what I think Left 4 Dead was for a lot of people back in the day. And I think that's what this could be now for their first game at Bad Robot. So yeah, I'm interested in this. Obviously, Back for Blood was not a huge success, so there is a market for something like this. Assuming that it does lean into something that is more Left 4 Dead coded, zombie coded. I'd be down for that. Obviously, you and I are huge zombie fans, but we both didn't get into Left 4 Dead. We've been having conversations about potentially getting into that in the coming year for streams and stuff. A little teaser there for you. So maybe we do that, and then we're kind of heading towards the potential release of this game, and we can kind of snowball that experience into this experience. So yeah, I think this is good across the board for a business sense, and good for us as somebody who's a fan of these type of games.
Yeah, I mean, I complain all the time about not having enough co-op games to play with you and Brady and have fun, and I want couch co-op, ridiculous moments, or just like you, me, and Brady in our home setups having fun in the group stream setup, right? Like that's some of my favorite memories we've had as a channel thus far. And so you go and you say, okay, I like the J.J. Abrams Bad Robot. Like they bring J.J. Abrams just to be a name, in my opinion, in this article. Like
Right.
J.J. Abrams isn't gonna know jack about this project. I don't think that they're gonna be in the booth directing, doing anything. Like it really is just him funding. Hey, let's get in the video game space. Let's make things that are me as in J.J. Abrams coded. That is like these types of stories and cinematics. My hope for this is that it's not Left 4 Dead like one for one. I don't think that that works nowadays. I think that that is a very time and place ass video game. They try to bring it back with Back for Blood. It didn't work out that well. Was that game like done super poorly? Not really. It was received as a pretty good game, if memory serves right. I wouldn't be like, I don't have the
I
Metacritic in
think it
front of
was
me.
over complicated, and that was the problem. Like people
Yeah.
want a game that they can just shut their minds off and shoot zombies together in, and I think they added too much to it, and that hurt the experience for a lot of people.
Yeah. Back for Blood right now is sitting at a 77 on Metacritic, which like
That's right.
that's a good experience. That's something that people want to hop in. They want to, but it's not moving the needle. We talk about it all the time. You cannot
You can't
release.
be a 77 nowadays unless you're Destiny or something,
Yeah,
and you have that Bungie name attached to it.
totally. And I don't think that Bad Robot Games necessarily has a brand attached to it right now. Like this is their first outing, and I am going to be curious to see just where this lands on what this is. Like I don't think if I were them, I'd be like, let's not do zombies, let's not do something, but like four person finding the right sauce to get you, me, and Brady in at any given time, coming back to an experience like this over and over again. That's where the sauce is in a game nowadays. I feel like you not only need to have the moment where your game takes over, but a reason to come back, a reason to pick up loot, a reason to do those daily challenges, pick up XP, partner with some fun brands, get some microtransactions going. Like that's what I imagine this is what it's going to attempt to be. And I do like the idea of like, okay, we've seen the success of Helldivers. We know what that is. But also we've seen the colossal failures of things like Concord and just any other middling multiplayer game and experience. They now have that knowledge. They know what not to do. I feel like understanding what Helldivers did right is not nearly as important as what a Concord did wrong when you're talking about stirring up a studio saying, hey, let's go and do the damn thing. And I think that they most likely won't, hopefully, when you're talking about PlayStation publishing, which obviously Concord taints that name, but normally PlayStation releases very solid games. They partner with very good quality teams and then eventually bring them into the fold if they do a great job. Shout out Housemark, Blue Point, whatever have you. And rolls from
Right.
there. With that being said, do you expect to hear about this anytime soon? Is this on the docket? Could we be seeing this like it is Game Awards week, or do you think that this is very far away?
I don't know. We don't know enough information to really make a call on that. I would suspect that this is a PS6 game,
Yeah.
probably, but like I said, we don't know anything about the timeline. We don't know how long this has been in development for, so I'm not going to be able to make a good prediction on that
So
at this moment.
so this is an interesting one because this is another situation. Just like me changing oil, Connor. I don't know. This might be spoilers for the Cloverfield trilogy, but Cloverfield had a movie where like nobody knew it was Cloverfield and then ended up being Cloverfield. Is that movie franchise? I feel like it is. I feel like I saw a story about that when I was like a kid, 13 or 14 years old. I'm saying
So
that
they had a trailer for it, the Cloverfield Paradox.
okay.
And then they eventually they showed it during the Super Bowl, I think, and then
Yeah.
revealed that it was a Cloverfield movie, and apparently it was terrible.
Okay. Yeah. That all sounds right. Yeah, like once again, I
Have you
have no idea.
seen the first Cloverfield?
No.
It is so fucking good. Of all the movies listed here, that is definitely the best movie of the bunch.
Really?
I
Maybe
love Cloverfield.
how long is Cloverfield? Where can I stream this? Maybe I stream this tonight
I don't
before
know.
we
It's
go into
probably like
bed.
an hour and a half, but like it's like a found
Found
footage
footage,
type
yeah.
movie. I love movies like that. And it was like as you know, I was scared of everything when I was younger. Like I could not do horror. This is technically in the horror genre, but like it was just scary enough for me to be able to handle it and interesting enough. If a horror movie was like really interesting to me as a kid, like I could get past the fear aspect of it because I was just fascinated by it. And I thought the whole premise of it. Also, the trailer for Cloverfield that played in theaters for what felt like 5 years straight was so fucking good. I don't think they even said like the title of the movie, but it would play and like these people were like on the rooftop like having a party or whatever, and all of a sudden like there was like a big like loud bang like off in the distance, and then they like all ran down in the street, and the Statue of Liberty's head like comes flying through the air and like rolls like through the street or whatever, and they're like, oh my god, and then it cuts and like that's it. And
That's
it's like, what the
cool,
fuck is
man.
going on?
Here's
Like
the
it was
thing.
so badass.
This is a weird moment where it's like I might have a little bit of time on my hands tonight because things that we're able to get done. But the idea of watching a horror movie right before at night where I need to go and sleep, bad
It's
idea.
not scary. It's
Okay,
not. It's really
it's just
not.
interesting sort of deal.
Like it's like as I would say like it's as scary as something that like is about zombies or something.
Okay,
It's as scary
that's
as The
fair.
Walking Dead.
Okay, that's fair. I can handle that level. But with that being said, I was saying, could you do a Cloverfield video game? You have the
No.
IP. Let's make it happen, Connor. Let's get Cloverfield in here. I'm also in the boat where we're not going to see this for a long time.
Yeah.
It is fun to go and even have the idea of like new exciting stuff right around now where we are full tilt in the Game Awards hype cycle and everything. We're going to talk about in a couple stories some announcements that could be coming down the line and stuff like that. Yeah, no, I'm pretty stoked for all that stuff, but it's like I don't think we're gonna get a like banging game from the studio anytime soon. But I do think also 4-player co-op shooter does fit in PlayStation's profile pretty well, right? Like when I just
Yeah, because Arrowhead's not working with them anymore.
yeah. My
They
question,
got away from it. I imagine they offered to buy them, and they were like, no.
yeah, oh,
And we want
100%.
to be multi-platform. So now they're probably looking across the industry and found Bad Robot Games making something somewhat similar to Helldive, and they were like, okay, we need to kind of get these guys under our wing and see if we can't get this to be a PlayStation game, a PlayStation IP.
So when you think about 4-person shooters, I think of also just first-person shooters, just in general. Where's
Yeah.
Jason Blundell? Where is this man, Connor? Where I need somebody to find the latest photo of Jason Blundell in a studio working. Because isn't he supposed to be the person doing the first-person shooter thing for PlayStation? It feels like he hasn't worked on a game since BO4. Like, oh my gosh, this story came out, and that was legitimately for my first thought. I was like, what is Jason Blundell doing? Like, where's this man at? And so, yeah, but I do think that this game, if you had to ask, Connor, before we move on to the next news story, what game comes out first? Jason Blundell's next game or this game?
I think it's going to be really close. I'll go with this game. I feel like we know more about this game than Jason Blundell's game at this point. All we
I
know
agree.
about Jason Blundell's game is we know the name of the studio, and that's
Yep.
it.
And Jason
We don't even
Blundell's
know if
working
it's
on
a
it.
first-person shooter or not. We just assume that.
Yeah. What if it's like a game like Moss, just like the most random thing. It's a VR game about a dog. I don't know, like just like
I love
completely
that.
outside. You'd
Like,
be about that, yeah,
do something for PSVR 2, please.
absolutely. Headline: Jeff Keighley's mysterious The Game Awards statue reportedly isn't teasing the Elder Scrolls 6, Diablo, or God of War. So what is it teasing? This is Wesley Impel over at IGN. Quote: Jeff Keighley's mysterious The Game Awards teaser statue has sparked rampant speculation about which video game announcement it relates to, but so far the internet is stumped. Keighley kicked off the Game Awards hype train last week by tweeting a picture of a demonic monolith located in the Mojave Desert alongside the confusing caption, quote, regal.inspiring.thickness, end quote. Obviously, the headline of this shows, the people were tossing out God of War, the Elder Scrolls 6, Diablo. All of those have been debunked for what this statue is. Connor, what is this statue in your mind? What do you see when you see this statue?
It's obvious, dude. It is obviously Kingdom Hearts 4. No. I think it's new IP. And the reason I say
Ooh.
that is they put this statue out there and the internet goes crazy about it. And they're all trying to dig into what it means, dig into like the different types of, I guess, enemies on there,
Yeah.
the skeletons, the dragons or whatever, and trying to piece together what it could be related to. And the internet and Reddit is very determined. I feel like if it was out there, if it was related to something that already existed, we would know what it is.
Yeah.
And because of that, I think it's new IP. And my speculation at this point is that it is From Software's next game.
Whoa. I don't hate it, but this goes against my next point because I don't hate that as a prediction at all. I don't think you do this for the next big thing. Because like From Software, all they need for marketing is to say From Software and you're done. They already nailed the
This isn't
moment.
marketing for the game. This is marketing for
The Game Awards. That is true. It is sparking excitement. But my thing is, do you need even actually no, that's a good point. That it is marketing the Game Awards and stoking that fire. I think that new IP though, just across the board makes sense. I don't know if it's From Software. I think that it could be just any dev team because you're totally right. The fact that we've been down 3 different rabbit holes at this point, especially with the Diablo 4 expansion rabbit hole, that felt pretty money in the bank for what this looked like, the pieces that people were able to put together on the internet, and then it being like, in my mind, it won't be this crazy new thing. It would be something a little bit more low key. Because at the end of the day, there is going to be 150 million people that watch this show. 2 million might know about this statue, right? Like, this isn't going to be something that is a major talking point during the show. I think that there's a chance that they roll the statue out on stage straight up, and then it goes and cuts to a trailer, and it is a moment a la Jedi Survivor 3 or 2 back in the Game Awards 2022, where you had the guy in the giant tube for a moment on stage, and then it goes and cuts to the trailer. I don't know if you remember this, but yeah, it was just like an odd moment that the Game Awards goes and works into. That's the sort of sizing I'm expecting for this, though. I'm not expecting to have my mind blown when it comes to this, whatever it ends up being, but I expect it to be either new IP or something that's on the level of a Jedi Survivor, which is very exciting, by the way. It's a game that sells 8 million, 10 million copies, I don't know off the top of my head. It does very well, but not the next From Software, Naughty Dog, Sony Santa Monica title.
I am expecting to have my mind blown, and that's based off of Jason Schreier on Reset Era saying that it's a big deal.
Ooh,
whatever it is.
I didn't know that he said it was a big deal. I just knew that he was debunking things left and right. So that if the Schrei guy is in on this, then maybe let's reach for the stars, Connor. What demonic can we get new Doom? Where's because
Not too soon.
FromSoft, I think, is a great alley to go down. By the way, we don't have it in here because it's a weird thing to pull, but Armored Core 6 or 7, it could totally be on the table for the Game Awards with the way that Armored Core 6 is getting updated every day.
Sure, but I don't think that's related to the statue.
Totally, 100%.
But it could be somewhat related because if it's new From Software IP, I could literally see them being like, and we have a new skin or something in Armored Core 6 or a new DLC that's related to this, not like a full-fledged mission or anything, but just something that they're adding to the game. They might add something to Elden Ring as well, or Night Rain, a skin for for Night Rain characters or whatever related to this new IP. Like I could see that happening.
Yeah.
And that could be what the update is for.
Which it's crazy to even think about the fact that we could be getting new From Software before Dust Bloods comes out. Obviously, they'll spoil it for the betting special. One of the bets was we get 2 From Software trailers. I'm starting to really stoke the fire of what I think the Game Awards could be this year. I think that the Game Awards this year, with a news story like this, is going to be weird. I think that it's going to not be all of the answers, year of dreams type of things that we expect. I think we'll get a couple of those things, but I expect the announcements more so to be things that we don't know about and couldn't even fathom to know about. Whether it be a Clair Obscure Expedition 33 type trailer from Xbox a couple years ago, where it's like, oh, that looks cool, that's different, that's awesome. But From Software does have all the makings of, yeah, you just need to show up that logo and it's all over. But so you're expecting this to be a very large announcement. Is there any other thing than From Software that comes to mind? Because I got, even From Software was more than what I had, bro. Like I had nothing. Like I've been so lost on this. I've just been excited to see if the internet can figure something out.
I mean, the only thing that I'm basing my speculation off of is that Jason Schreier message in Reset Era that it's a big deal. So like my mind goes to like something like, what if like Rockstar, they had a second game in development that's like a fantasy game? There was rumors of that.
Yeah, I could see
but
that.
I think that was medieval, not fantasy.
Yeah, that was medieval.
Okay,
and then
different. I always get those two confused. I'm not gonna lie. Could be something from Valve, not Half-Life related.
Yeah, Valve,
or it could be Half-Life related and like have some weird like alternative timeline or something like that.
Cory Barlog's game. I think that's got to be on the table.
Well. Yes, yeah.
Barlog saying it's not God of War. I was like, Barlog, why are you looking at these tweets? Why are you in there, man? Like, I know, no joke. I know that's like silly, the red string Charlie from Always Sunny theorizing, but like, it's something.
So for a long time, we said that it was a space game, Cory Barlog's game. That has been debunked. And then the problem I have with it being related to his game is that we now know that it's not new IP. It's related to something that already exists.
Okay.
And if it's related to something that already exists, I feel like we would know what it is related to in relation to that statue, if it is in fact his game.
That makes sense. That checks out. Man, somebody brought up Legacy of Kain as an idea on TikTok, and that's not big enough. If Try Guy's saying that it's big, it's gotta be big.
I want to make sure that is in fact the case. That's what he said.
But yeah, I'm in on this. No matter what it is, my hype level, I don't know if Connor saw the full stream. I know that you stopped in a couple times on Tuesday, but like we made a comprehensive list, Connor. The list I have not seen the total of yet, but I had a good time just going and getting it together. And right now I'm pulling it up of all the games that could potentially be at the Game Awards. And we came up with this list. We had a good time. People were tossing out a whole bunch of things, but this list is 3 pages big, which is pretty nuts to even think about, and it has 118 games on it. 118. Connor, you got me?
Real quick, Jason Schreier says the statue is not for Diablo 4 expansion. Won't say what it is for now, but says, quote, "It's a good one."
Okay. It's a good one. It doesn't mean that it could be From Software.
I think that's setting the expectations that like totally you're not going to be disappointed.
Totally is. It's not Diablo 4 DLC. Like it's going to be something that we care about. That's where I'm at. It will be something that Co-op 64 gives a rat's ass about when it's all said and done. Gears of War eBay could like I know that there's skulls and
that's
demons.
Disappointing. That would be disappointing because it's something we already know about. Is it? I think this needs to be an announcement. Something new.
I don't disagree with that it should be something new. If you had to guess right now, because this is just Game Awards shenanigans, right? Are you expecting more updates on things that we know about or more announcements coming out of this night? Like what answers do you think we're going to be getting more of? Are you expecting to see a lot of E-Day, Halo, Marvel Tokon, Wolverine type announcements, or are you expecting to have the random things that we have no freaking clue about?
Every year for the last few years has been a mixture of both, and
Yes.
that's what I expect here. And I think that they're going to deliver the goods. I do not think we're going to leave this night feeling disappointed.
Yeah.
I think Jeff Keighley knows what he has at this point, and the Game Awards has just grown bigger and bigger. And I think everybody, like we said, I think in last week's CGNC, everybody's tripping over themselves to be a part of the show at this point. If you want to market your game, this is the best place to do it. It will get the most eyes on it. So with that in mind, I expect there to be big, substantial announcements here and updates for games that we already know about.
It is interesting though, because yes, that totally 100% the case that they absolutely knocked it out of the park last year. We are 1 year removed of, and I'm not saying that the 2 years ago it was not a great award show, right? Like I think that it was still awesome, but it was OD and it was Blade and it was Monster Hunter Wilds. But I wouldn't put any of those announcements on the caliber of new From Software, new Naughty Dog, new CD Projekt Red. I wouldn't put any of them because those are.
It was a weird year. I think that was just an anomaly, honestly.
Yeah, that's fair because then you go back to 2022 and it's Hades and Death Stranding 2 and more Judas and Armored Core 6. Like, by the way, we've had so many From Software announcements at the Game Awards at this point. I feel like this is their marketing spot. Like, I think that Jeff.
I don't think we see Duskbloods, and I think we see their new game.
No Duskbloods. Really?
Because that would be shown at a Nintendo Direct, probably.
But if Nintendo's going to show anything, I think Jeff wants it to be Duskbloods. I think that Jeff is saying, hey, if I want From Software, I know you got this partnership. This is what I can bring to you. And I also think that there is more people that need convincing that would not watch a Nintendo Direct that would watch the Game Awards to go and buy a Switch for Duskbloods. I think that like this is a great place to market the Duskbloods out of anywhere else. If you're not in on the Duskbloods already, it's like, okay, like if you're like, I'm not gonna get a Switch 2, the Duskblood sounds cool, whatever. But then it's been 6 months, you got an arsenal of games out there. It's so interesting because yeah, we haven't seen Nintendo on the Game Awards stage in years, but also they've been on their back foot for the past couple of years where they only have 2 games to announce and to show off, it feels like, on any given year. And now it's like, cool, the arsenal's fully loaded once again. Like, I think that they could totally go and show the Duskbloods here, have it be awesome. But yeah, I also agree that we are in totally a spot where the next From Software game totally on the table between the fact that like we got Elden Ring, not DLC, but a trailer for Elden Ring in the Game Awards 2021 also. Like, even after the reveal of Summer Game Fest, like that plus Armored Core plus Night Rain last year, it's like, honestly, like if I'm a From Software fan, I think that you're probably the most satisfied going into having a betting slip, being like, yeah, we're going to see something from my dev team today, for sure. Oh, man. My heart is racing, dude. I'm so excited for this show next week. Cannot wait. We will be reacting. Headline, Prince of Persia, Sands of Time won't be at the Game Awards. This is Mike Straw at Insider Gaming. Quote, in a post on social media on Wednesday, the official account for the game confirmed that it won't be making an appearance at the annual show. Quote, sorry to disappoint, but can confirm Prince of Persia, The Sands of Time won't be at the game or TGA this year. And quote, the post reads, this confirmation comes after there was speculation, including from Insider Gaming sources, that the game could make an appearance on December 11th. That belief that it could appear, though never fully confirmed, is because the game currently is slated to release in January 2026. End quote. Connor, where there's smoke, there's fire. My first question is, do you still expect this game to be January 2026?
Yeah, and you said that it has potential to be at a Xbox Developer Direct, and they like to shadow drop stuff at those. I feel like they've done that the last 2, right? It was
2 of the last
Rush.
3.
Okay,
yeah.
Hi-Fi Rush, and then there was a break in between, and then Ninja Gaiden
2 Black. Yep.
So yeah, I could definitely see that happening. And I think that it's good that they set the expectation that they're not going to be at the Game Awards because, like you said, where there's smoke, there's fire. I think a lot of people were starting to really believe that this was going to show up there. And like we said on the betting special, I think it's going to be Assassin's Creed Black Flag remake. So I don't think Ubisoft wants to show 2 games at once during this presentation. So it makes sense.
I don't think Prince of Persia has the sauce to be at the Game Awards. Prince of Persia remake that's been in development hell and has not shown well and all these things. I don't think Jeff is like, come on, get on my stage. Like, I think Ubisoft would have to cut a pretty fat check to go and be on the stage amongst all these other announcements. If anything, it would be a pre-show announcement. Like, it would be a, hey, this is showing it off, coming back.
I think you're underselling it personally. Like, this is
Really?
one of the most beloved games of all time. It has like a 92 on Metacritic.
Oh yeah, it's 90 plus on Metacritic.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah,
But
I think this game is somewhat of a big deal.
Don't get me wrong, it is a big deal, but I also just don't think that like it is a game. It's not a reveal of Prince of Persia: Sands of Time remake. If that was the reveal, that would be very different in my opinion than, hey, here's the update, here's the thing for it.
If it was gameplay and they gave the release date for a month later, I feel like that would get a lot of hype.
That would be hyped. I just don't know if I don't know where the gameplay is going to land on this thing. I don't know where this game's going to land. It feels like this has been in such a troubled development cycle that I don't believe that this is going to come out and light the world on fire. Like the people that you want to excite too are the Prince of Persia fans, and I don't know if the gameplay on this is going to go and be slam dunk for the Prince of Persia audience. And so it's just like when you're going and adding up all these different facets of like what's going to end up happening, I think that this is Jeff goes to the studio, he sees the gameplay, and he's just like, yeah, like maybe this isn't for me. Show me Black Flag now. Like, and Ubisoft also, you want a best foot forward type of moment. You don't also want to market against your own game. You don't want to have both of your remakes shown because everyone is going to prefer one over the other, and I would say the majority is going to prefer AC. And so having those two things go head to head, not the best idea. I think having it on the Game Awards stage, Ubisoft would have to cut a check, whereas for Black Flag, I don't necessarily think that they need to. Maybe you do, but it's not as big of a check compared to some of the other games that they'll be showing or just having like general trailers for. I think that this is a great Shadow Drop game for Dev Direct, January Dev Direct. Like, freaking money in the bank, it feels like, honestly, that this would be Shadow Drop there, because where else do you do like the Game Awards? And we bring this up all the time, it is the end of the year for the industry. It feels like, I hate to say it, this show is going to get real dry in the next 3 weeks, y'all, because there's just not going to be a lot of news. There's always like not a lot comes out after the Game Awards when it comes to news and releases and press releases. And
this is already a lighter show than usual.
Yeah, we're already moving towards the end, right? And then I would say like literally the week leading into Dev Direct, it gets exciting again. It's like prediction, and then we go from there. But like it definitely is a odd setback type of show, or like end of the year anyways. So where do you go and release this if this game is January? Dev Direct last week of January on a Wednesday or a Tuesday. Kind of money in the bank in my mind. Like I don't know, like I couldn't bet on this, but if I could bet on this, like I feel like I'd be pretty all in on it. It also like kind of makes sense too. I feel like Xbox and Ubisoft have a good relationship with, isn't there like Ubisoft Classics on Xbox Game Pass Ultimate now?
That was what was added when they raised the price.
Of course, it's definitely worth the $10 Ubisoft Classics. But yeah, they go and do that. They have a great relationship there. I think that if you want to go and like own the conversation, I think that Xbox is in a major spot where they need to come out with, hey, here's 4 awesome games and behind the scenes and how we made it and how we did it, all this stuff, and you get a Shadow Drop in there. Please continue on Game Pass. I think it would be a great Game Pass game. You cut the check to Ubisoft. They get a great January. I think is a month where a lot of people go. They check their finances. They say, "Oh shoot, I've been paying $30 for Game Pass. I don't want to do that. Oh, but Prince of Persia is coming out, so I'm gonna stick around with it." You can have that type of moment too. We've already talked about the hype for this and everything, but it is funny. The dominoes are going to start falling. Even by the time this show comes out on Monday, for people not on Patreon, there will probably be 3 more games that are confirmed not going to be at the show. I feel like this is just the first major one. Final headline of the day: after being delayed, and then delayed again, Cyberpunk platformer Replaced finally gets a release date. This is Ed Nightingale over at Eurogamer. Quote, Replaced, the Cyberpunk action platformer from Belarusian developer Sad Cat Studio, finally has a release date and is set to arrive on PC and Xbox Series X and S on the 12th of March. Set in an alternate 1980s, it's got all the trappings of the cyberpunk genre, as you can see in the trailer below. A dystopian neon lit setting, a corrupt controlling corporation, and flying cars. But that's all presented in a unique 2D style that blends pixel art with environments full of depth. End quote. Connor, this game, I got to give them an award because they did beat, not Lost Soul Side, a Little Devil Inside. They beat Little Devil Inside for games that are in development hell. It's got a date on it. I'm excited about this game.
Yeah.
Where are you at with Replaced? Like, or how are you feeling with this one?
I mean, from that initial trailer that I saw, I thought this game had the fucking sauce, man. It just really slaps you across the face with that art style and in general vibe. The only thing that's making me a little bit apprehensive is the delays. Like, hopefully they're delaying this game so they can really cook and polish things up and make it something special. And it's not because they're struggling to get it across the finish line and struggling to really get a good direction going for how they're going to finish the game or whatever. So hopefully everything is on the up and up and this game comes out and is fantastic because, like this said, long in development, and I've been waiting for it for a long time. I've drafted it in Fantasy Critic, I think 3 years in a row. Assuming like this year, I was like, okay, for the third year of drafting it, like surely it's gonna come out. Nope. March 12th next year. March is getting pretty stacked up, as I understand it. I feel like we know a lot of the first 3 months of the year. But not much after that, other than GTA and Wolverine, honestly. But yeah. March has Saros in it.
Yes.
Right?
So March, this is what we're looking at as I go and literally add it to our business calendar. Replaced is coming in on March 12th. 2 weeks beforehand, you're gonna get Resident Evil 9 Requiem. The week after, you get Crimson Desert and Saros, and then the week after that, you get 007 First Light. And that is without the Game Awards, which last year Game Awards filled in a couple of March dates, most notably a little title called Split Fiction. Exactly. So I wouldn't be shocked if another title goes and shrieks in here. This is one of those fun ones where it's like, I think I will get to it. I'm not like guaranteeing it, but it's like, what, probably I'd assume 7-hour type of game in this art style, maybe 15 if they're going bananas with it. But like this could be a fun, short, hey, in and out, we did the damn thing. Let's move on. Let's go home with it. I think that they can get it done, and it does actually like work out where it's like, I always like when a game like this is on the front end of the busy review season. Like when it's on the back end and you're doing Saros, you're doing 007, and one of those games we don't get codes for, so we are pushing into that next review opportunity. It's a little bit more tough. Whereas with Replace, I'm like, okay, this will probably be one of the first codes we get on the year. We'll be refreshed, ready to go. And yeah, dude, March 12th, it's going to be awesome. Like I'm stoked for this game. Can't wait. The music, like you said, alone was awesome. This was one that like people did demo at SGF a couple of years ago. And there was a lot of like, hey, this is awesome. Great game. Like was super into it. And so if that's the sentiment 2 years ago, I'm excited to see what they can do with a full build after all this time.
I'm gonna be honest, I didn't watch the trailer. I just kind of scrubbed to the end and got the release date. I don't remember the last time I saw gameplay of this game. The only thing I remember is the art style and the music. I don't know how this game plays at all.
Yeah,
but I'm hooked in because of that art style. So hopefully it's fun to play.
I know that it's like apparently the combat's a little bit basic. I remember Andy Cortez like a couple years ago talking about it. So this is all from memory from some time ago, but he was like it was like one of his games of the show. So that's a cool sentiment to have from a couple years ago and everything. But it is very interesting that like this excites me. It's really funny how these two stories actually bleed into each other. This excites me for Dev Direct more. I feel like this is a game that they totally could have done a Dev Direct section on and been like, hey, Xbox has been promoting this the entire time. Like, is this a massive game? No, but they've also had like Aura History Untold on Dev Directs, and we've completely yawned off during those time periods and been like, all right, just get us to the next freaking trailer, right? Like, get us to that next studio. Let's see Claire Obscure. Let's see Starfield a couple years ago, right? Like, we want that next new and exciting thing. The fact that they aren't having this be part of that dev direct does excite me. Like, and I want to see what is next from Xbox so desperately at this point. And I do think that the dev direct that we will be getting most likely in like a month and a half is shaping up to be really special and really good. And with that being said, I think the likelihood of Xbox announcements at the Game Awards is getting real low. The sun's getting real low on it, Connor. I don't think I just don't think that we see any of the things that we know about already. Blade feels like one of the more interesting ones.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I don't think we see Fable gameplay. That feels weird. Like, you want to wait
Does
to do. Why would you do 2 minutes of the Game Awards and not and have everyone say the exact same thing? They do 2 minutes of the Game Awards, Connor. You will look at me and say, I need more. This is not a large enough showing. We've seen the 2 to 5 minutes.
If they do 2 minutes and give a release date.
Well, yeah, that would be nice to get the release date, but we would still want more from this
I
game.
don't know. I think that's substantial enough. And then they say, okay, so they do 2 minutes of gameplay, release date, and then say see more at the Dev Direct in January or something like that.
I think that they can totally get away with that if there is that release date. I just don't know if they're putting a release date on it yet, unless the release date is February. Like, unless they are on that turnaround, February or March, I don't expect a release date from any of the big four coming from Team Green next year. And at that point, you wait till January and you do it where you can show that game, which we've been saying. The Dev Direct formula might be so you criticize it often. I congratulate it often. But it does have its flaws.
I don't necessarily criticize it. It's not for me. Like, it's not my preferred way to show games off. So
totally,
you love it.
Totally. But this, I will say, Fable and what we need from Fable right now. We need a Dev Direct 10 minutes on Fable, in my opinion. Like, that is where that game will be best shown off by a country mile. I need gameplay. I need you to tell me why this RPG, what these systems are going to be, and how we're doing the damn thing compared to just like 2 minutes, more humor, more broken up gameplay, more set dressing. The game looks gorgeous. We know that. Why am I playing your game instead of playing Skyrim for the 7th time? Or why am I playing your game even to Avowed last year, right? Like, in a fantasy setting. All right. This has been a fun one, Connor.
Before we read the names, real quick, we don't have a story written up for this, but did you see the Shenmue
4?
Yeah, trailer?
No, there's a trailer?
Yeah, so like it's a leaked trailer is what is said, and I watched a good amount of it, and all the comments are like trying to figure out if it's AI or not.
Oh, geez.
It's too in depth though. I feel like and looks kind of legit. Like if it is AI, like it would have had to like have a lot of prompts and like a lot of work would need to be done to make it look like it does look.
Human work also went alongside it to go and
I don't know how that works. I don't know anything about AI, but like that's what a lot of people were saying. It's like, I don't know, man. If Shenmue 4 shows up at this, Michael Huber, dude, he's gonna lose his fucking
Someone needs
mind.
to check on that man's heart. Like, make sure he doesn't have a heart attack.
Shenmue 4 did not sell well, but I know that they said that they had plans for like Shenmue 4 and 5. Like there's like more to the story that they wanted to tell. The creator was saying that a few years ago. So like maybe they were able to get this off the ground. It's just also this would be a Sega game, I assume, probably. And Sega's in a really good place right now. Like I feel like they could fund like a smaller project like this, smaller in quotes. Like it looks like it has some scale to it. So I don't know, man.
This is me being naive. One, I haven't seen this trailer, but two, if you asked a year ago, what game series has more sauce, is more beloved, Shenmue or Onimusha? Where would you land with that? Because I've heard of Shenmue a lot more than I've heard of Onimusha. With that being said, Michael Huber watched this guy growing up for 10 years. You hear Shenmue a lot more often. Year of Dreams, 2015. PlayStation.
I think that if you're into Shenmue, you're in a very small minority, but you probably are an absolute freak about Shenmue. Like, there's nobody who isn't into Shenmue that isn't very loud about it. So I feel like Onimusha fans there's a lot of them, but they're not yapping about it all the time.
Yeah, I feel like Onimusha fans are just general Capcom fans. Like, if you're a fan of Capcom style games, you're also a fan of Onimusha.
There was 4 or 5 Onimusha game on
Totally.
the PS2. Like they were
Yeah.
grinding these things out, and people must have been buying them if they kept making them. So there's a strong following behind Onimusha that I feel like kind of subsided after those initial releases, but like probably still have those memories and would be excited for a sequel. And we saw that for the reveal last year.
Yeah, I'm very curious to just see where a Shenmue would even land up in a Game Awards presentation, because that's the assumption, right? That this trailer comes out
Yeah.
and it's Game Awards and people pop off. I think that
People pop up like 6 people. Probably.
Wait, well, that's the interesting part where it's like, is this going to be looked at as a Jeff Keighley tearing up, pomp and circumstance type of moment? Hey, this old game, beloved, all these things.
I think this is thrown in the middle of it to get some hype going for a select few people, but like it's not like a headline.
Well, that's where I think it takes the Onimusha spot from last year, where it's
right,
like,
right.
yeah, oh, what?
Did we see? We don't have a release date for Onimusha yet, right?
No. So, dude, this
we
is
get that here probably.
I don't think so. I think we get one Capcom joint in this thing, and I think that it is a trailer for Leon Resident Evil 9. I think that that's it. Because Pragmata, PlayStation. That will be at the next PlayStation State of Play with the date. That's my assumption there. And then Onimusha is just a weird one where it's like, dude,
they've been marketing all 3 of these games in tandem for the last little while. Like I don't think you can. I think you can get away with showing Resident Evil 9 and Onimusha just fine.
Onimusha is just odd too, because where are you at with these games? First half of next year for all 3? Like I don't
know.
I think that
I think that's their slate for next year. I think they're spread out though.
Yeah,
I think Pragmata is probably the last one.
Me too. I think that's August. That's where I'm at. I think that because here's the other part of this.
You think Pragmata is August?
Yeah, and I think it's the last one.
They don't have anything in the fall.
I think that's their fall-esque game.
I guess you could now ahead of GTA and that.
Well, that's a big part of it. But also, they're doing Monster Hunter updates. They're doing other stuff. Capcom is always moving and shaking.
How long does it take for them to usually do the Monster Hunter like big update, like Iceborne?
I think that there's a chance we see Iceborne Game Awards next year. I feel like it's normally like a year and some change. Maybe Summer Game Fest too. Like I wouldn't be shocked if it's Summer Game Fest and it's out in a couple months.
Sounds right. Yeah.
So a couple months later. But my reasoning of why I think it's August is like, I feel like, press previews happen all the time, but we've seen, it feels like so much of Onimusha and like people playing it at Gamescom and stuff like that. People playing these types of experiences over the past year or so. Sure, that happens with plenty of experiences. Phantom Blade Zero, we got hands on last year. We don't even have a date for that game yet this year, right? But like, I think that these games are faster than we realize. I also think that Capcom is just really good at making video games and having good turnaround speeds with them at this point.
Not with Pragmata.
Well, Pragmata's a joke. Like for the longest time, it was a joke. But I honestly think
I'm most interested of the 3.
So
next year.
It's insane. Which game do I think will review the highest? I would assume Resident Evil 9 with a bullet. I assume that game's gonna be awesome. Somebody asked me on the Q&A, what's my next 9.5 gonna be? Do you have any clue on what I would answer? I'll spoil it. Forza Horizon 5. Forza Horizon 5 is going to be probably my next 9.5.
You don't think that Requiem could be a 9.5? Are you going to be able to play this game?
What do you mean?
You couldn't get through 8.
Oh, I'll be able to get through fine. Third person. By the way, I didn't not get through 8 because I was scared. I didn't get through 8 because I had to go to a camp for a summer. I had to leave home.
I thought you were too scared for it. You came back and you were like, I can't handle this. I specifically remember you saying
I can't handle 7, but honestly,
8's scary too in the beginning.
I mean,
there's a section later. I'm going to play this game in VR, and there's a section later in this game that I am dreading. Like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it.
Why would you do it to yourself?
Because apparently it's so fun, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I'm playing RE4 right now, and dude, like, enemies are coming at me, and I'm like reloading my gun like at the last second, like getting the shot off.
Well, RE4
like,
sounds
so
fun.
satisfying.
RE4 sounds like a great time because I know what RE4 is. RE8. I would like to play RE8 on stream sometime next year. Then again, you're right. I am a scaredy cat, so maybe I don't want to just in the first place.
RE8 melds 4 and 7 really well together, and you love both of those games.
I do love
7.
RE8, that like intro sequence of the slight spoilers, just a location, and it's the first trailer of this game. But I'm still gonna say spoilers because some people really care about this stuff. Where you like get the shotgun, you're like line up werewolves and everything, and then you go into the mansion, Lady D, and all that stuff. All that
The
does
werewolf section was like fucked me up. Like I did not
really.
like that. I was
Oh,
really stressed during that
well,
time. And then once you get into the castle, I'm like, okay, this makes me feel
I
better.
played the first Resident Evil 8 section. I was on the sticks. It was me, Chase, Jake, and Josh at our place in Massachusetts, but like the place where I like went to high school and such, and we're all just streaming it in the dark. I was shitting my pants, dude. But also
Yeah.
I wasn't it was scary, but the werewolves, it was the night stuff beforehand that was sort of
Yes,
scary to
that
me. Yeah.
sucks too. I
Yeah.
hated that.
Couldn't handle that
Anytime
well.
it's really dark, I really don't like that in
Yeah,
horror games.
playing that game in the dark sucked. Uh
If they don't have VR for RE9, I'm gonna be so mad.
they're
Like
probably
Sony, just
eventually they
throw
will.
money at them.
Eventually they will.
They better,
Yeah.
right? They have to.
Uh,
Like
I would totally assume so. The fact that they did it for 8 after, because 8's VR came
it
out.
launched with PSVR 2,
Okay, then
but like it came out a year after
yeah.
the release of RE8.
Okay, yes,
And
that's
so they
that.
had it for RE7 with PSVR 1, then they for the release of PSVR 2, they added it with RE8. We don't know anything about we VR for RE9, but we did know it for RE4 like right at the launch trailer for that.
Yeah.
Or sorry, the initial trailer rather.
Yeah.
So
We'll
kind of
see.
weird that we don't know if it's going to happen yet, but
I'm
fingers crossed, man.
I'm so curious with that. But getting back to the like release cadence of these games, I would not be shocked if it is February, May, August, and then they got something cooking again for the next year already. And that's the other part where it's like DMC6. Could we see like something like that?
I saw some speculation about that being related to the statue.
I think that that's totally on the table. That actually, you start lining some things up, some demonic, some hell, some all that. Maybe these devils be crying, dude. I don't know. But I like that we brought it around, Connor. We brought it around back to a news story after just yapping it up for an extra 10 minutes at the end of the show. But yeah, I cannot wait. I cannot wait. Game Awards is gonna be a great time. The lead in with the Hollow Knight streams of just consistently I'm gonna get asked the same 4 questions over and over again, and I'm so happy about it. What's your game of the year? What do you think is gonna win game of the year? What's an announcement that would get you excited? Just all that stuff puts a big ass smile on my face. Connor, 100 and wait, one more time. We listed 118 possible game announcements. 118. And we didn't get them all. Like it's anything's possible on a day like Thursday. It's gonna be a ton of fun. We hope that you go and react with us, hang out over on Twitch, join the Discord. There'll be people doing a watch party in there too. But go and get suited and booted. Also, we love seeing people suit up, have a great time. We'll definitely be suited and booted, getting ready for the big show. As early, we might be live as early as 6:15, no later than 6:30, I believe is the pre-show time. So yeah, just get ready, get excited. It's gonna
Doesn't
be
the
a
show
lot of fun.
start at 8?
Show
And the pre-show is 7:30?
This is a great time to look it up. Game Awards 2025 start time. Game Awards starts at 8. This is okay. Then never mind. We will be yeah, 7:30 is opening act time. So we will be live around 7:15ish. Maybe we'll definitely pre-stream a little bit too. If the boys aren't running in on their heels. You excited for pizza? You excited? You get a couple slices of pizza in right beforehand.
This year we can do the pizza place that we've been getting recently rather than Domino's.
Oh, dude, much better, much better. Like the Domino. Okay, don't slander Domino's, but this is total non sequitur. But honestly, we always say these podcasts need to be as long as they are. This actually is just going to naturally hit an hour now because we've just been yapping. There was something about 2023 where Laura's over and it's you guys rolling in and it's just freaking madness and we don't know what to do. Hope brought this up in our Twitch chat today. It was just like when you guys like saw the number hit 100 people, y'all were like, "What the fuck?" And then last year was just even more batch insane. I don't know if it's going to be more insane or less insane or anything. I tend to we actually do a really good job here at keeping our expectations pretty low for everything we do. But it's always just so much fun. And last year was a great time. I expect this year to be just even more fun, even more people hopping in, hanging out, having a great time. All getting ready for Final Fantasy VII Remake to be shown off. It's gonna be so awesome. The beginning of the end, potentially, Connor. I will cry. Connor, last question. Are either of us going to cry during the Game Awards this year?
If Kingdom Hearts 4 gets shown, I'll probably tear up potentially. It really depends on what the trailer shows, because like the initial reveal trailer for Kingdom Hearts 4, I was kind of mixed on. Like it didn't hit me as hard as like even the Kingdom Hearts 3 reveal trailer, where it was just Sora picking up Master Ericus's Keyblade, which ended up like not really having much. Well, no, actually, that does have something to
It
do with
comes
Kingdom
around.
Hearts 3. Yeah.
I think that there's if I don't know if you've realized I've had both Buster Swords behind me for this shoot. Um, if it shows up, I will be. Here's what I assume will happen. I will scream, then I will lock in for the trailer, and then somebody will come out on stage to talk about it, and that's when I will start crying and just getting sad on the fact
Mhm.
that it's the beginning of the end of the best journey I've been on as a video. Like, I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful that Fizzant exists, because if Fizzant didn't exist, I don't know what I would like. I don't know what my next like thing would be,
Yeah.
because this has just been my next thing for like the longest time. Before Rebirth, I was like, I'm so excited that I have a thing to look for. Like it just works so well in the content that was produced about it. Somebody brought this up about The Witcher 3 wanting to be developed in 6 years, and I
Witcher
was like,
4,
Witcher 4, sorry,
3 Witcher
yeah,
games. Yeah, yeah.
4, 5, 6. I was like,
No shot, right?
well, here's the thing. I think 6 years very ambitious. If I'm them, if I'm CD Projekt Red, I'm calling up the team over Square Enix. And I'm saying, how did you do this if they do it in 7 years? And I think that the answer is actually shockingly simple on how to go and create very beautiful, big scale, all in type experiences with at some speed. And the big answer is using the same engine, keeping the same people on, and just having the workflow of like, this is the team, and reusing assets over and over again. Be like, it's almost like God of War got ordered for 2 seasons and not just one, which is commonplace in the industry, where you go and do 2 seasons when you have a decent enough script, because that front capital of costumes and set locations and permits and like initial checks, signing bonuses, is so much on the front end that you're like, okay, we got to make a couple of these. If I'm CD Projekt Red and I'm going, yeah, we're going to do the next trilogy with this character and this whole thing in this world, in this setting, we're doing 3 of them. I'm calling the people over at Square Enix and saying, how did you guys do that with the remake
Yeah.
trilogy and doing it?
7
Especially,
years for 3 games is going to be wild. I guess that is very possible if you look at what the remake trilogy is.
yeah,
So
6 years sounds bananas in my opinion. But also, I think
yeah,
if they go and my big thing is they're going to do 7 games. And 1 and 2 are very different. They're not utilizing the same world, really. You're not really using the same environments, basically, at all. You're very, like, the combat's the same and character design is the same. That's sort of like the overarching through line between those 2 titles. When it comes to, you have The Witcher, I'm like, if you can make this, like, really just one huge ass open world experience, this, that, the, like, and you can make multiple games in that environment, rock and roll. I think that they could do it in 6.
yeah, people are going to be fucking annoying about that. People were annoying about that with Ghost of Yotei,
Yeah.
saying it felt too similar. People were annoying about that with Tears of the Kingdom. I was annoying about that with Tears of the
Yeah.
Kingdom.
Well, that's that. I think that people will be less annoyed if it's a 3-year turnaround between game of the year level titles.
Yeah.
I think that, like, obviously Tears of the Kingdom, we had this come down time from Breath of the Wild. We had the come down time from Ghost, and then we go and get excited once again. But Connor, you know what excites me more than any of those news stories? Our amazing Patreon members over at the highest tier, getting their name read at the end of each and every podcast we do here at Ep.64. Amazing members like Jay Bubba,
Quidelicious.
Silent Hills X,
Blake has a dog.
Cash R,
It's your boy Jake.
Jakey P,
Pigeon Power.
Library Daniel,
Tyler.
Sir Shellis,
Raincoat.
Ooh Gracie,
Chuzar.
MG Dunbar,
Mr. Munchies.
Farmer Spud,
Rocket Tater.
Nofi,
Proto Dan.
The Dankest, Mike.
Swampy Bits.
Tristan C.
Sconesy C.
Strachan 1978.
Sunshuru.
Hook 'em Horns.
Gonash.
Neutral Sphere.
Easton C.
Kingdom Hearts Rules.
Stooby Dooby.
Crispy.
DJ Zach B.
Uli.
Jacob D.
Big Mac.
Metal Nate.
The Patty Cake.
Bear Pog.
Cowboy Jesus.
Mega.
Yogi.
Damn.
Holden M.
Colin C.
Brack.
Voodoo.
Milky Sins.
Alex the Golden.
Andrew H.
Master Diz.
Cannon. Fodder. Games.
Only One Rufus.
JMAP3.
Ali Benali.
Michael.
There's more.
There's one
Kingdom
more.
Hearts sucks.
Thank you so much for joining this episode of the Casual Gaming News Conversation. Get excited about the Game Awards as we are very, very excited. We hope to see you over there, and we will see you in the next one. Peace out.